Our mission was to honor the souls of those men who fought and those men who died in the summer of 1943 in Sicily. The reason is because they never truly received the recognition nationally that they should have. As a result, we decided to pick up a project that would really give the country a chance to get involved. So we started to walk from Pechino to Adrano, and over the course of the last 18 days have done 24 presentations, 2 concerts, 4 or 7
ceremonies?
Well, no, they're historical forums, and we've been in the newspaper every day. So we're attracting attention, certainly in Sicily.
But besides the ceremonies, you also have a group of people, and you've been marching literally hundreds of kilometers.
Today was 24.
So tell me about this and why this is also significant.
Well, our men, their ships were sunk at sea, and so it was important for us to suffer the way they suffered in the Italian heat. Today it was 41 degrees for the last 2 hours of our march, and let me tell you, that's a lot of calories. You can't tell, but it's a lot of calories.
Tell me about the armed forces that are here from Canada and why it's important to have them here.
Well, first of all, this is a civilian project, so funded by civilians. We're paying for the soldiers to be here. They paid their own way to get here, but we're picking up their ground transportation, food, and accommodations. And the reason we're doing that is to make sure that we don't stretch their budgets, which are already completely blown, right? Our armed forces doesn't have any extra money. And so remembrance ceremonies, they're not at the top of the list. So we're trying to make sure that we could bring out enough soldiers that it would make a historical impact.
How did this idea of doing this tremendous march, having all of these soldiers here, getting all of these ceremonies put together, where does the seed of this idea begin?
My son's grade 6 history project. He was doing a project on the Battle of Asaro, and we discovered that there was nothing written about it. Only 2 books, to tell you the truth, were written about it. And when we started to dig up the research for the project, every book we picked up, the Canadians' involvement in Sicily was a footnote at best, if it was even mentioned. So this is what I'm saying about there's no recognition of the Canadian involvement in Sicily. It just doesn't exist. So it's been important for us to do whatever we can. This whole remembrance project is pretty grand. We're walking 300 and some odd kilometers, dozens of ceremonies, and all privately funded. We're producing documentaries and a book, a website, all kinds of educational materials. And we're doing this all because we're trying to right a wrong. We're just trying to fix something that we think was wrong.
You've been working on this project for close to 7 years.
Yes.
And so now that you're here, walking the streets of Sicily, walking the walk that the soldiers did in 1943, what has that experience been like for you on a personal note?
Very gratifying. Very gratifying. Last night we had the soldiers in Asaro together for a meal. We were in a monastery at the top of the mountain, and I had them turn the lights off. We filled our glasses with wine, had a few minutes of silence. We could see the stars. We all raised our wine glasses and toasted our fallen. That's like huge. That's what we're here for.
And lastly, if you could just tell me a message for people who were not able to find out about Operation Husky 2013, who were not able to be here with us, that will learn about this through the documentaries, through the book, through the website. What is the message that you want to take back from Sicily across Canada?
This project has taught me more about my duty as a citizen. If we're citizens of this country, we owe these men and women who put their lives on the line for us There's a deal. Part of that deal is we support them when they need the support, and the other part of the deal is we remember them when things have gone wrong. And the message for other Canadians would be, please continue your remembrance efforts, but try not to just make it November 11th. You know, learn a little bit more about the history of our military and recognize them by remembering them.